Oh, my shoes. I keep leaving my slippers on. Good morning and welcome to Thursday morning's Adapted Yoga. This class is adapted for people with high blood pressure, diabetes, joint problems and back problems. But if you feel at any time that something doesn't feel right, it probably isn't right for you, so please stop. And if you don't need to adapt, if you think, oh no, this is too easy, then don't adapt. I'll show you the full version and then I'll show you an adapted version. So if you need to wait, if you try something and you think, no, that's too hard, wait and I will adapt it down. So we're going to start off with standing up. We're going to do a diagonal stretches. We have our feet in line with our hips, bringing our shoulders back. We're going to turn our hands out and if we can, close our eyes and just bring ourselves to our mat. Just take a few seconds, a few minutes, just breathing. We're just going to watch our breath as it comes into the body, as it goes down into the lungs. We're not going to change it, but we're just going to see where it goes. So does it come in through the nose or the mouth or a bit of both? Does it fill to the top of the lungs or to the bottom of the lungs? Does it go into the sides? Does it go into the back? It doesn't matter. Just see. And then just watching how the breath leaves the body. Which part of the lungs falls, or does it all fall? Can we feel it coming up the back of the throat? Again, does it leave through the mouth or the nose or a bit of both? Let's think about the joints of the body, so the ankles, the knees, the hips, all the joints through the spine, the neck, shoulders, elbows, wrists. Is there anything worrying, any pain in any of them places? And then the muscles of the body, the calves, the thighs, pelvic floor, the abdominals, the bum, the waist, the chest muscles, breasts, back muscles, shoulders of the arms, the hands, the fingers, the jaw muscles, the eyes, the head. Anything that worries us. Any pain. And then just how we're feeling. Hot, cold, sad, happy, angry, worried, enlightened. Again, don't judge your feelings, just accept that's how you're feeling, and that's okay. Sometimes it's just okay just to take some time, just to think about how every part of the body, everything we're doing, everything we're feeling. Just take a couple of minutes, go back to your breathing, see if that's okay, what's happening there. Learning not to judge ourselves or to judge whatever's happening in our body, just to accept it as it is at this moment. So, we're going to bring our hand up and place it on the back of our head, pulling our elbow back. As we breathe out, we're going to look down towards the shoulder, and as we breathe in, we can look up towards the elbow. We're going to do 2 more on each side, so we're doing 3 on each side. Now remember, you can always do this seated if you wanted. And bring the head back to centre. Take the arms back down. So let's try the other side. So the thumb goes up and it goes into the base of the skull. We try to keep it around here the whole time. We're breathing out, down to the shoulder, and breathing in, up to the elbow. And bring the head down, bring the hands back down. Now when we're doing those, they cross the arteries in our neck, and these are our main arteries of our body. If you feel sick or faint at any time while you're doing that, please either speak to me, give me a ring, or go and see a GP and tell him that you're doing this and you're feeling quite sick when anything happens across here. These, and I don't want to worry anybody, but these are the greatest indicator of a stroke about to happen. And it tends to be when you're turning, and it usually is to your left side, that there's a blockage in there. So any kind of feeling when you're doing that, then please go and speak to a GP about it. So we're going to work our lower back. Now I'm going to bring in the chair. Again, for people with back problems, if you haven't, then you don't need to. I'm going to bring this down a little touch. We're going to do a forward bend. So we're turning the foot out and we're turning our body round, but we're keeping our feet facing forward. We're tucking our chin, and for most people without blood pressure problems, you can let the head go down, you can bend the knees and let the body come down. You can breathe in and bring yourself back up, bringing the hands to either side. If you've got back problems or high blood pressure, then you're going to bring in and use the chair. So we're going to, from here, keeping our chin tucked in, go forward and bringing our hands down. We're keeping that back nice and straight. We can from there bend the elbows, but we're keeping the head in line with the spine. And we take it to wherever we feel we can go. We hold it for about 3 breaths at our lowest point. Making sure that that back doesn't arch if you've got back problems. And then bend the knees, breathe in, lift back up. That'll make sure that we don't injure that spine. So you can change sides. So again, if you've got a chair, you can move the chair around or just change legs. So from here, breathing out, keeping the chin in, taking the back down. Again, if you haven't got a chair, you can always use your leg, but still trying to keep that back nice and straight, keep that chin and that head in line. Heart and head in line, sorry, for high blood pressure. These are diagonal stretches, so you'll feel it diagonally across the back and into the legs. And again, after 3 breaths, bend the knees, come back up. Bringing it back in. Let's try one more. So turning out, breathing out, taking it down. And I stay at this point because otherwise people will try and copy me. And I want you to do whatever you feel is more natural for you. And bend the knees to come back up. Remember, if you haven't got any back problems, you might not want to bend the knees to come back up. You can bring them straight back up. But as I say, it just puts it back, takes it away from that spine. And last one, let's take it down. Just going to bring that camera back up again. And then bringing it back up. Lovely. Perfect. So we're going to take it into a diagonal back. Keeping the feet in the same place, so we're turning the foot out, we're moving our body round. We're placing our hand onto our head. We're looking into the crook of our elbow. We're placing our hand on the back of our thigh. We're lifting the elbow, we're not throwing the head back, so there should be no pain on any part of the neck. We're pushing the hips forward, we're breathing in, we're leaning back, we're lifting the elbow up. But we should be able to have a conversation because that neck hasn't really moved. It's the elbow in the back. And again, 3 breaths here. And then breathing out, bringing it back up. So return, bring that foot back in. Now if you wanted, you could take the hand away and let it slide down the leg so that it makes gravity, pushes you back forward. Again, I'm staying with my hand on my hip so that everybody follows me. So breathe in and taking the body back. Thinking about where the breathing goes in when you're doing these moves. How it's slightly changed. And then bringing it back up again. And let's do one more on each side. So turning the foot out, one facing forward, one facing out to the side. Hand on your hip, that way. Same foot, same leg, elbow should be in line with the foot, breathing in, taking it back. And bringing it back up again. Last one. And back up. Bringing it back round. So we're going to take it into an ITB stretch, which is stretch that runs across the leg here. So with this, I'm going to drop the camera down so you can see my legs rather than my head. We're taking one foot behind the other foot. We're staying nice and straight, and from here you can again slide straight down the leg, and you'll feel this through here. Again, if you've got back problems, you might not want to go that far. So again, having the leg behind, just bring the hands to the chair, let yourself drop down. You'll feel this pulling more into that lower back area. And then breathing in, lifting back up. So step the leg from behind. Let's change legs. So take the other foot behind. Hand on the thighs. Breathe out, go forward. Only as far as you feel you can go. Good, lovely. And then bringing it back up. Step the foot out. So let's do one more, see if we can go a little bit further. So stepping out, but making sure the foot's flat. Again, coming down that front leg. With this, you'll find that the spine will stay nice and straight. And like I said, keep that head in line with your heart. And bringing it back up. Let's change legs last time. Breathing out to go down. Bringing it back up. Step it out. So we're going to take it into a standing bow. Now you've got a chair, you can always use the chair or you can use a wall. You're lifting your foot up, grabbing at the back on the knee, on the ankle, sorry, flexing the foot and pushing the foot away. The leg that you're standing on, make sure that that knee is relaxed, that you're not locking the leg. But you're trying to push the leg back. Not going more so into the bow stand, but we're just trying to stretch a little bit through that front leg. And then we're going to bring it down and we'll change sides. So bending the knee, grabbing the ankle, pushing away a little bit. Now, if you can't reach, then you can always use a band. And let's bring it down. And let's try one more on each side. So, if you need to, you can always get a band, put the band around the ankle, flex the foot, push away. Yeah, lovely. If you can let go, you can let go. And that's pulling them core muscles, pulling that abdominal, and that'll help as well. And let's change last time. And bring it back down. So we'll do our Solaris, our runner stretch and our core stretch. So from here, Again, if you want to, that chair's always there. Stepping back, having the foot flat down, push into that front knee. Pull the shoulders back. If you want, hold on to the chair. It's right there for you. And you're trying to make sure that you're pushing that back knee back and you're pushing forward with that front knee. So let's step back up and change sides. So step the foot back. It should be in line so that they're both facing forward. It's not sticking out to the side and it's nice and straight. The front knee pushes forward, the back knee pushes backwards. You can place your hand on the chair, you can place it on your hips. Pull your shoulders back and your elbows back if you want. You'll feel this right into that calf. And stepping it back in. Let's try one more, see if we can step it back a little bit further. Push to the front knee, push into the back knee. And let's come back in and change sides last time. I'm trying to step back a little bit further so that heel's just lifted and we really have to push it down to the floor. And bringing it in. So we're going to take it into the runner's stretch or Solaris stretch. You're stepping back and then you're sitting down into that back leg. So again from here, taking it back, sitting down. Now you can keep it just there. Again, you can hold on. You can bring the arms in by your side where you're just dropping your knee down. And you'll feel it move from the calf right down into the ankle. And let's bring it back up. Set that foot in. Take the other one back. So again, it's not going too far, but we're sitting down into it. The hips are nice and straight. We're not bending to one side. Again, that chair's there if you need to rest your arm. Catch your balance. So we're bringing it up and stepping in. We're taking it back again. See if you can go a little further, but as long as you can sit back. And then you see if you can move that back foot just slightly and slowly. And this will make it easier for when you're running on uneven or walking on uneven ground. You'll feel it into the kneecap. You'll feel it right up here into that lower back. So when you're going uphill and it's all here again, if it's off, the body, all the ligaments are getting ready for that kind of movement. Let's bring it back to straight. Step it in. And let's try one more on the other side. So taking it back. Sitting back, hand on there if you need to, and just rolling that foot side to side. Just nice and slowly, but the whole time you're doing it, think it's not just my ankle, where else can I feel it? Can I feel it into that knee? Can I feel it into that hip, the lower back? Can I even feel it all the way up to my shoulders? And then stepping it back in. Give your legs a little shake. And then come up onto your tiptoes and just walk, pushing them toes back. And again, the chair's there if you need it. And bring it down. So we're going to take it into the sun salutation. So I'm going to do the first one with the chair and the second one without the chair. Choose your version. Even the second one without the chair, I'll still do it quite nice and easy, not too hard. Now make sure when you do it that your chair is on something so that it's not going to slide away from you. Different chair I'm using today. So bring ourselves in front of our chair, bring our feet in line with our hips. Lift up our toes, engage our thighs all around. Engage our pelvic floor, pull our abdominals back. Bring our shoulders back and down. If we want, bring our hands into prayer. Bring them up by our chest, but away from the chest. Close your eyes. We're just going to take 5 breaths, and I want you to think about what you want. Be entirely selfish. It's all about you. Now, as we breathe in, if you've got blood pressure problems, you might not want to raise your arms up in the air. You might want to take them out to the side of the body. As you breathe out, bend forward. You can bend the knees if you need to, if you want to get your hands to the floor. If you can let your head drop and it doesn't cause too much of your blood pressure to lift, then do so. If it does, then keep your head lifted. As you're breathing in, we're going to take it to a half bend. So we're straightening them legs, we're pulling the shoulders back, we're pushing the bum up in the air to try and straighten that back. We're going to bend the knees if we need to set the hands down again and step back with our right foot. From here, we're doing a warrior lunge. We can keep our hands on the floor and push our knee forward. We could always come up onto the knees. We could always bring our hands back. We could take them out to the side. We could raise them above the head. Whatever you feel and wherever you can go is fine. Bringing the hands back down to the floor of the chair. Step back to down dog. Now you're trying to get the heels to the floor. You're pushing back to get your bum up in the air, and you're bringing your head between your arms. Again, if the blood pressure's too much, look forward. But again, it'll keep that back nice and straight if you've got back problems. The next bit is a bit hard, so we'll go through it quite quickly. We're coming up onto our tiptoes, and we're coming over and forward. Shoulders pulled back, heels pulled back. We're pushing into a plank position. From there, we're dropping the hips, we're rolling the shoulders back, pushing the chest forward, looking up. Now, if you can't do this, you can just cut it out and weight back here in down dog and not go any further, okay? So if that feels too much for you, you don't have to do that bit. We're going to lift the left foot up in the air. And then we're pulling it in towards the chest and stepping it back down where it was at the beginning. And again, we can choose the level that we come to. We're bringing the hands back down, and as we breathe out, we're stepping in and we're going back into that forward bend. And it can be a bent leg one, it's up to you. Bend the knees, lift the head, stretch the arms, breathe in, lift up. So the next one, I'm taking it down onto the floor. You don't have to come, you can stay with the chair. Breathe out, bringing the hands all the way down. If the head can drop, let it drop. If not, still keep it looking forward. Breathe in, straighten the legs, tilt the bum up towards the ceiling. Take the hands down, stepping back with that left. If you want, you can drop the knee, you can lift up, you can take the arms to wherever you want. If you can lift that back knee, brilliant. If not, don't worry. Take the hands back down. If you want, you can take that knee down, take the other knee back, come up into down dog. And again, if the blood pressure is too much, look forward so you're not dropping that head. Come up onto the toes, and again, this is quite quick if it needs to be. Come forward. You can bend them knees, bend the elbows back, bring the chest down, lift up. Or if you find that your neck's too much, keep it in Sphinx so that the neck doesn't come underneath. Lift it up. Take the hands back. You can push back to them knees. See if you can spring up to your toes. Push back to down dog, whichever version you prefer. Lift the right foot up. Look forward, pull it in towards your chest. Step it out. If it doesn't go, yank it up. Remember, that knee can be down, it can be lifted, and you can be anywhere. So you can be here and here if this is easier for you. Whatever feels better for you. Push back, and big step, bringing it into that forward bend. Bend the knees, breathe in, lift up, reach back, and bring the hands together, bring it down in prayer. Lovely. So, we're going to take it into bent leg triangle, so I'm keeping it down so that you can see my feet rather than my hands. I'm bringing my chair back in. Now, you don't need the chair. If you don't need, you might just need your knee. Again, it's up to you, but I'll show you a seated version of this as well. So let me just move that over there. So with this, you're going to turn your foot out first, keeping the hips in line, so you don't want the hips to come round, you want them pulling back. You're going to bend the knee, and again, you don't want the knee to drop out to the side. You want to make sure that it's facing in the right direction. From here, you're reaching over, and then you're bringing your elbow down onto your knee. Now, the hand can go behind the back, and you can use the elbow to pull you back. You can also take the hand out, give yourself a thumbs up, and as you breathe in, lift it either up in line with the shoulder or over by your ear. The more you push into that leg, the better it is. But you don't want the knee to go over the toes. As you see, mine are just behind my toes. And you're twisting, trying to bring your chest up to the ceiling. Hold it there for about 3 breaths and then change sides. If you are on a chair and you think, oh no, I can't do that, my knees are just not there, I can't lean over, then from the chair, you take one foot, keeping it the foot still inwards, facing forward. The other one faces out. Again, you're reaching over. You're bringing the elbow down. You can still pull that elbow behind. You can still take it above the head. You can still take it over the head. And then we're bringing it back up, turning the feet in, and then we're going to do one more on the chair this side. So the one foot goes out, the one foot stays facing forward. We're reaching over, taking the elbow down, reaching the body backwards. And again, lifting back up. So we've got one more side to do. I'm taking the chair out. I'm going to do it on the other side. Now remember, you can always get a block. You can always go a little bit further. I've got my block. Sorry about that. So let's do one more. So bending. If your elbow's on your knee, you may find you can bring a block and place the hand on the block. So it takes it a little bit further down. You don't have to, and you can always change that block position at any time to bring you down a little bit further. But you don't have to. And again, you can move that hand if you want, but I'm keeping it down. I'm not moving it. I'll keep it down here. And so we're lifting back up and bringing that foot back in. Lovely. So we'll take it into, I don't know why I've done that. We'll take it into the twisted version. And again, I will show you from standing an easier version and with the chair. So I'll show you the version first, and then I'll show you different ways of getting into it. So, we're turning the foot out, we're bending the knee. We're rotating the body round, and we can place one hand on the knee, one hand on the back. Keeping that back foot down, so you don't want the foot rolling in. You're trying to twist yourself round. Okay, so you can stay there. Now, with the chair, you can do it standing, so you're not going too far. So again, bringing the hand down, especially if you've got lower back problems. Again, placing the opposite, so it's the same leg. If it's the right leg, it's the right hand goes on the back. And where the hand is, if you lift the elbow, usually at this point is where you've got pains in your back or you've done any injury to the back. So here, any pain happens here, you don't move that elbow, you stay in this position. So we're going to bring ourselves back down. We're going to lift ourselves up in this position, and then we're going to turn ourselves around so that we're controlling our back the whole time. Now, if you're on a chair, we'll do the other side on a chair. So for the chair, the one foot points in, the other foot points out. We're at the edge of the chair. We're turning around again towards that knee. Again, we're bringing the hand down. We're taking the other hand behind the back. And again, it's all to do with that lift of the arm. The more you lift, the more you twist. So again, if you're sitting down because knee problems, if you've got your knee, hand down, your foot down, you'll feel it in that back knee, that twist. If it's too much, at least if you're sitting down, you're not putting pressure on the kneecap. But you can still get into this position quite well. And then we're bringing ourselves back to our centre. We're lifting ourselves up, we're bringing ourselves back in. So they're the two different versions. I'm coming up to do one more. I'm going to do it with the block. So placing the block by the foot. You can place it at the front or the back of the foot, it's up to you. Bending the knee, turning, placing the hand either on the block at the front, or if you can, you may see if you can get it over the back of the foot and then twist. If you wanted to take that hand out, you could, but again, that really twist through the back, so I'm keeping mine down. Again, I've got my hands here on my back so I can watch and feel everything that's going on underneath that hand and make sure I'm not doing too much pressure on that lower back. We're going to come back out. We're placing our hands back to the front. We can lift up and then turn back. So we've gone in exactly the way, come out the way we come in. The other way around. So let's turn the foot. So turning the foot out. I'm placing the block at the back of my foot, but it's up to you where you want to take it. Bend the knee. Turn the body. Go forward. Take the hand wherever you want it to go, back or front, it's up to you. Hand on the back. keep pushing down through that back leg. Reach back. And let's rotate back out. Bring ourselves back up. Turn our body back to the centre. Push our knee back. Bring our foot back in. Lovely. So this one, you may need a band. And this is a side angle bind pose. So similar to what we've just done, and I'm going to do it backwards because it's easier to see. So we're going to turn out the foot, we're bending the knee, we're bringing that hand with the band behind so that it goes by our back. We're pushing to that knee a little bit, bringing our hand under, seeing if we can grab hold and twist to look up. If you can grab hold of the hands, perfect. But you don't want to be here, no flossing of your bum. Bend the elbows so that it comes right over your thighs. That's where you want to come in. Okay. Now, people think, oh, I can't do that if I'm on a chair. Yeah, you can. So we've got the foot turning forward, the other one turning out. We're reaching forward. We're bringing that hand behind our back. We're reaching, can I go underneath. So it's the same position, but again, if you've got lower back problems, you might not want to go into this twist. To come out, let go of the bottom one, rotate back round, lift back up, twist back in, change sides. I'm coming back up again. So I'll do it from the front. So here we go. One more on each side. Turning the foot out. Bending the knee. I did it twisty on there. Sorry, I did it wrong on the chair. Made it even worse. Reach forward. Take the hand over the back. Grab hold of that band underneath. Pull that top shoulder back. Look up. See if you can push a bit more into that knee. So we're going to undo the bottom. Come back up. Come back up. Straighten the leg. Bring it back in. Last one. Turn the foot. Bend the knee, have it in the backhand, take the hand behind your back, elbow goes down, see if you can reach under and grab hold, pull the shoulder back at the top, so you're reaching back, see if you can bend into that leg. And then undo the bottom one. Bring your hand back to your knee. Push yourself up. Push the knee back. Bring it in. Give your arms a little shake. Bring the feet in and relax. So I'm going to take you to the floor if you can get to the floor. If not, stay where you are. You can do the same things on the chair as well. If you're going to the floor and you're not sure, have your chair there, put a cushion or something down. If it's your knees that are a problem, go with your good knee. So if it's both knees, if you have the cushion underneath, bring your hands on, take your feet out, you can slide, drop your bum down, and then do the same thing to try and pull yourself back up. Or if it's one knee, hands on the chair, come down onto your good knee and then down onto your bottom. And the same thing when you're coming up, come up onto your good knee and push up, leaving that bad knee alone. So this is head beyond knee, and you may want your band, but you don't need it if you don't want to. If you can, you're bringing your foot in either here by your leg, or you can bring it underneath. If you find that the knee's too high, you can always rest something, a block, a pillow, a cushion, anything underneath that knee. If the knee's still too bad, then just bring the foot out to the side and leave it there. Okay, so it's up to you in which position where you put your foot. Now the other leg, you're trying to pull the toes backwards as much as you can. If you've got your band, you can place the band around your foot. You're trying to keep the back nice and straight. So again, if you find that you're curling under, stick a cushion under your bum so that it forces your hips to go forward. Or sit with the back against the wall as well. So from here, we're going to breathe in, lift up. And as we breathe out, we're going from the hips, going forward. You're grabbing hold of your band anywhere you can. Make sure your shoulders are not up here, that you want to pull your shoulders down. And you're pushing your elbows to the floor. But you're trying to get your chest up and over and your chin over the top of your knee. So you're not trying to get your nose down to your knee. You're trying to get your chin over the top of your knee. And that'll force your back to stay nice and straight. It stops you from curling over. You can use your hands to pull. And then we're going to breathe in and lift ourselves back up. So let's change that leg. So remember, if you need to, you can just pop something underneath that leg if it feels too much. Just let them relax there. Breathe in, lift. Breathe out, reach over, trying to get your chest over the top of your legs. Grab hold of that bend, pull the shoulders back and down. Push the elbows to the floor. Lift the chin, try and get the chin past the knee. And again, lifting up. Let's try that one more time on each side. So shoulders roll back and down, elbows pull down, chin leads forward. And breathing in, lift. Breathe out. Let's change last time. lift and out. So bringing it up, let's do a side one. So again, the foot can be here, it can be flung out to the side. This leg, you're pulling out to the side. Again, you can place the elastic band round it, taking the arms out. We're going to reach over to the side, grab hold of our band wherever we want. Now, thumbs up, you're trying to get your ear, your arm right by your ear. But again, if that's too much on your shoulders, have it here, wherever you can. Look over past that shoulder, and then with the arm, you're pulling the body down. So you're trying to get your ear past your knee this time. And then bringing it back up, take the arms down. Let's try changing sides. So reaching the arms out, reach over and grab hold of the band. Thumbs up, bring it towards the ear. Look through the arm, so you're looking in the opposite direction to your leg, and then you're pulling. And lifting up. Let's do one more each side. Breathing out, grabbing hold, bringing that arm as far as it can go up. Locking away from the legs, pulling down. You'll feel this stretch right through the side of the body. Should be really nice. And lift, and let's change last time. And lift. Keeping the leg where it is, see if you can bring that other leg either to the front or to the back of the knee. And then we're grabbing hold of the leg, bringing the other hand by our bum and twisting to have a look over that back shoulder. Pull that leg in, feel that nice stretch through the hips, so really give that leg a nice pull. So we're coming back round, We're going to drop that leg down, bring this leg out, and again it either comes to the front or round the back of the knee. Grab hold, take the hand down right by your back and twist. Now if you can't get that leg in, you can always have that bottom leg straight as well. So it can always be here and you're just doing that. Sorry, I should have said that. And let's bring it round. And we're going to change. So again, I'm going to keep my leg out just in case anybody's following me. If you want to, you can just bring that leg back underneath. And let's change sides last time. So keeping it nice and easy, keep that leg straight at the bottom. You'll still work that lower hip, you'll still work that lower back, you'll still stretch that waist and then that chest. And then bring yourself back round. We're going to lie ourselves down. Pull the knees in, roll yourself down. Now from here, turn your palms over, tuck your chin in, walk your feet in as close to your bum as possible. And we're going to push. If you've got an arch in your back, you're going to push the arch down to the floor so the pelvic tilts up. And then you can lift the hips up into a bridge pose. Hold it, lift it for about 3 breaths. And then we're going to roll it back down, trying to get 1 vertebrae down at a time. When you've got your bum down, remember to roll all the way to the tailbone, making that arch at the back really big. And then we're going to push that arch back down. And then peel the spine off the floor, pushing it back up into bridge. And let's curl back down. All the way to the tailbone. And then bring it to where it feels natural. Now you can stay here, or you can bend the knees, let them drop together, or you can take the legs flat down into corpse pose, turn the arms over. Remember, you will get chilly. So if you need to, put something over you, a jacket or a cardigan, anything that you've got handy. And I want you to think about your breathing. So letting your breath come in through the nose Sorry, anywhere it wants to, just watching the breathing. Sorry, that's me telling you what to do again, sorry. So just letting the breath come in anywhere it wants, just focusing on the breathing. Noticing where it comes in. Count how long it takes to come in. Notice what area of the chest it goes into. Count how long it takes you to breathe out. But make sure you're not changing anything. This is just natural. Notice if you hold it at the beginning and the end of the inhalation and exhalation. Think of the joints in the body, the ankles, the knees, the hips, each vertebrae of the spine, all the way to the neck, the shoulder joints, the elbows, the wrists, joints in the fingers, the jaw. We're in a different position than we were at the beginning. That made any difference to the joints, to any pain or stresses? Bring your thoughts into the muscles, the feet, the calves, the thighs, buttocks, the waist, the pelvic floor, the abdominals, chest muscles, the back muscles, the shoulder muscles, muscles through the arms, the hands, muscles around the neck, the jaw, muscles in the eye sockets, the forehead, the face. I'm just thinking, are they warm? Are they cold? Are they relaxed? Are they stiff? Is there pain or no pain? Any kind of sensations that you feel. again, remember we're in a different direction than we were before. We're not having to use any muscles. So every muscle should be relaxed. And if you're not sure, squeeze the muscle and then relax it. Don't worry, don't criticise, don't say, oh, why is that's always tight? Doesn't matter. Just notice it. And then think about your feelings. How are you feeling? There can be any feeling. Hunger, bladders full, happiness, anxiety, worry, euphoria. Doesn't matter. It's just how you feel at this moment. Just thinking about when you first started, when we've done these questions at the beginning. Has anything changed? If not, don't worry about it. If it has, accept that things change every second, every minute, every hour. It doesn't matter how you're feeling at this precise moment. In 20 minutes, it won't be the same feelings. It's something slightly different. Our feelings change constantly. No matter how you're feeling, give it time, everything will change. Take your thoughts back now to that breathing. Again, don't change it. Just count it. Feel it. Notice it. We're going to start to feel movement through the toes, and through the fingers, through the wrists and the ankles, through the elbows and the knees, through the hips and the shoulders, the back and the chest and the neck and the head. Take your arms above your head, and as you breathe in, stretch your fingers in one direction, stretch your toes in the other. And as you breathe out, relax. Big breath in, reach one arm and then the other. And when you need to again, breathe out and relax. Pull your knees up towards your chest and roll your legs round in a circle. And if you've been flat down, this should be quite nice on that lower back. And then we're taking the legs in the opposite direction. And if we bring ourselves over onto our side, just relax here. Make sure that everything feels okay, that your head's okay. Don't feel sick or dizzy. And when you feel ready, you can bring yourself up to seated. But thank you for joining me today. I'm going to turn this one off.